We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next. Today on an all-new Daily Helpline. Please welcome actor and activist Esai Morales.
You cannot give your attacker the satisfaction of further damaging you.
Started myself from sex is basically not having any sex at all.
Like how long? What's your...
My record is 8 years.
I was beaten a lot as a child, but when we grew up, that was all couched for our own good.
Welcome to the Daily Helpline. I'm Miles Adcox.
And I'm Spirit. Today we have a very special guest joining us to share some of his personal stories. Now, you know him from the hit CBS show Criminal Minds, and I know him since he first stole my heart with one word, Richie! Please welcome actor and activist Esai Morales.
Spirit!
Welcome, man.
How are you, buddy?
Have a seat with us.
Wow.
It's awesome to have you here.
Thank you. It's awesome to be here.
Oh, wow.
I constantly give advice that's unsolicited, and I guess I've got a good reason now.
Okay, so now today is your chance because we've got a lot of great guests. But before we talk about them, we want to talk about you. You've been doing a lot of wonderful things.
I'm trying.
Yeah, tell the audience about some of the stuff you've got going on.
Well, where do I start? I mean, you know, my first and foremost priority is to be a good human being.
Amen.
And a good person to be around, a good father, a good boyfriend, whatever it is, just to be a complete a package if I can.
Yeah.
And keep working on that, because you're not perfect, but you'll never get closer if you don't try. So I think trying to be a good person is the first thing you do every day. Then as far as career is concerned, I'm blessed to have a recurring boss role on Criminal Minds with the Behavioral Analysis Unit. And then I got a great thing coming up this fall called The Brink, which is about, it's a comedy, a half-hour comedy on HBO about the brink of war. And it stars Jack Black, Tim Robbins, Asif Manvi, Pablo Schreiber, and an incredible cast, and myself as the President of the United States.
Oh, so, wow.
Yeah.
That might give the president a hand.
I've gotten a raise.
The White House. I love it. Or, you know, okay, so why don't we just go ahead? We'll get started with our first guest. How about that? Okay. So she survived a brutal attack that forced her to flee her home, leaving her 5 children behind. Take a listen to this frantic 911 call, the day that changed her life.
911 emergency.
Excuse me, somebody just threw acid on my mom. And she just pulled out of the car. She just got home from work and somebody threw acid on her. What do I do? She has acid on her body.
Just wait for the paramedics. Hang on 1 second. I do have the address now.
She's in the shower right now.
No, don't tell her not to go in the shower until we get the information.
She said not to go in the shower until you get the paramedics.
Okay.
She's already in the shower.
Tell them not to have her in the shower.
Tell us, just what happened that day?
I was coming home from work, and I pulled into my apartment complex like every day, and I saw a woman kind of by the dumpster. I thought she was throwing something away, but as I opened my car door, she walked up beside my door and threw sulfuric acid on me.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
And how long ago was that?
Almost 3.5 years, almost 4 years. Yeah. It feels like yesterday, though.
It's still raw.
Yeah.
The emotion.
Yeah.
And so you came here today to share your story because why?
I'm really just hoping you can help me figure out how to get past the emotional scars and the trauma from that day. I don't think I've really dealt with it.
How have you been coping with it up until now?
I just try to be strong and just like, I don't know, go through every day just trying to be happy and joyful that I'm still here and that it wasn't something worse. But yeah, I've never like had counseling or any kind of real advice on how to deal with something like that.
So help us understand, take us back. So that happened and now you're here, but you left your children. Did you leave everything behind?
Yeah, I fled. Everyone was like, you need to get out of here, you know, because it was definitely, I was the target. It wasn't random.
Who did this to you?
That I don't know.
So it's never been resolved?
No, it was a woman I'd never seen before, ever. But myself and the detectives are pretty sure somebody paid her to do it.
And how bad was it? I mean, what are you still? Do you still suffer from physical scars, physical pain?
Yeah, I have. I don't really have pain anymore. But yeah, it got the whole left side of my face, and it got my neck, and so I have. You can see, like I have, and my whole chest is burned, and I have a really bad scar here because it like embedded my bra into my flesh. So I have a really bad scar here, and then my whole back is burned as well.
Tell us about that. I mean, the physical piece, I want to hear more about the emotional pain.
Yeah, it's difficult to know that like they're just out living their life, walking around like nothing ever happened. I don't know why someone would even want to do something like that to me, you know, and it's difficult every day just wondering like why? Who would do that? Why would they do that to me? And it just feels so unresolved, like that there's been no justice at all.
So how has all of this changed your life? I mean, you're here now, so many miles away. Tell us how it affected your life.
It's been difficult because when I first came here, everybody's like, okay, at least you know you're safe.
And your face is,
and
you're still beautiful.
Thank you.
Am I right, guys?
Oh. Thank you. But the hardest part too has been being away from my kids. Like I was a stay-at-home mom for 23 years. I was with my kids every day, from the womb to, you know, every moment up until this incident. And then all of a sudden I was out here alone, and they were living there. And
tell me how you made that decision. See, that part speaks to me. As a mother of 5 myself, I could not imagine leaving my children behind. How did you get to that decision?
It's the hardest part because they were like my whole life, and I was just too scared to go back. So like I got a place here on my own, and I just kept thinking, I'll get better, I'll feel better, I'll heal, and then I'll go back. Well, it's been 3.5 years, and at first they were really understanding. They were like, Mom, just, you know, stay there and you're safe. But now, you know, they miss me and they want me there, and I have 2 grandkids there, and so I drive back and forth all the time, and they come see me, but it's not the same, you know. Sorry.
Wow. It's okay.
First of all, that you have grandkids is even more shocking to me. Wow. I might need to talk to somebody about this.
Right.
Wow. I don't mean I don't want to be the over talker here, but I'm feeling an urge.
What are you feeling? Are you connecting
I'm connecting
with her story?
Yeah, because you see, our job is to hide a lot of that pain, and unfortunately we hide it, and it comes out, and if it doesn't get aired out, it doesn't get let go of, it can cause further scarring inside. You cannot give your attacker, be it the actual person or the person behind the act, the satisfaction of further damaging you. Yeah. There's only one way that you can get revenge on these people. It's to have a good freaking life and enjoy it, and that burns them more than they could ever burn you. Just know that.
We'll be right back after this. Coming up.
Does this case need to be resolved in order for you to reunite with your children?
That's a good question. I have a desire to be with my children.
When you even think about going back, that attack feels like today.
Yes.
We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next.